Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, joined by Real Ale 140, Twitter, Facebook, and all the other social networks, and another beer from Dorset. It's by Brew, and it's the Art Nouveau, which Chris tells me is the word for new.
I think it means new. It's an art movement of a kind. I'm already familiar with it myself. I don't think it's important for the purposes of drinking this beer.
That's right, that's right. It's 3.9% ABV. It's got a yellow cap. Get it open into a glass. Let's see what we get.
A bit of smoke there.
Yeah, a bit of smoke on the opening.
From the beer. It's nice to see.
It's got a really nice look to the beer. It's pale, as a pale ale should be really. And yeah, it looks very nice. Mine's very clear, but I got the first half.
Yeah. So see the difference there. So there's live yeast in this. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. Nobody minds a bit of haze, not 30%, but anyway.
Mine almost looks like a lager. It's very pale, very crisp, very clean looking beer.
Bit of lace in there. It's just it's good for that ABV as well. Just be able to retain that, isn't it? Not too soapy looking.
Yeah.
So sometimes the beers that you get in at the 3.8, 3.9, and do end up being a little bit weak and soapy. I can't remember what this was like, to be honest, but
just kind of snozzles in it. That's almost like flowery. So
yeah, very, very floral. It's like sticking your nose in a flower bed.
In a bouquet of flowers, yeah.
And going,
yeah,
that's something else now.
Yeah, that's completely something else.
Yeah.
That's something I used to do years ago.
Yeah. There's a little kind of kick of the hops in there, but that floral thing floral comes from the hops, I suppose, but you don't get a sense of there's a big hop presence there. You get a lot of sweetness. Yeah.
A lot of kind of malty sweetness in there as well.
Touch of honey, possibly.
Yes, honey. I reckon we should just dig into this one and see what we get.
3.9%.
3.9% ABV.
It's like eating a bouquet.
It's very clean. It's clean. It's unoffensive. It's
a beer you could sit down in the pub and drink all day, and at that ABV.
Yeah. Or an Xbox game. It's one of them ones where you kind of play on your Xbox. You have a quick chug between games, and yeah, it's one of them.
And while you're doing that, somebody stabs you in the head. You know. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But you could stick these down quite quickly, and I don't think it needs to be. That burp's just kicked off something. There's a flavour in there. I can't spot what it is. It's really frustrating.
I'm trying to work it out as well. It's almost like some kind of weird nut or something, a continental kind of nuttiness or something in there. It's not an off flavour. It's a nice beer. It's a nice
praline maybe.
Yeah.
This is really irritating.
And you know, I'm going to be really honest. We've just reviewed a 6.2% beer that might have slightly kind of kicked our palate sideways a little bit.
We should probably get something to cracker before the next one.
Yeah. It's very nice. Where you going with this?
It's nice, it's sweet, there's a touch of honey, with a little bit of a hop presence that I can spot. I think most of the flavour actually is from that. Very, very, very weak maltiness, I think. But that's okay, I mean, it's all part of the general balance. What's it for? And what's the purpose of this beer?
Lawnmower.
The purpose of this beer is lawnmower, it's all day pub, it's sitting down and gaming for a few hours or whatever. Whatever floats your boat really, but it's not a beer that's going to get you absolutely mad jacked.
No, and it's not going to kind of. I'm just going to chuck the yeast in it as well, just to show new viewers if you're watching. The beer was very clear. It's got a lot of yeast in it. Now I'll let that settle to the bottom. It's just the second fermentation process where they don't carbonate the beer. It's carbonated from the yeast. It's how they used to it's how beer used to be kind of carbonated. But going back to it, for me, if I was in a pub and I was sitting reading a good book,
The Guardian, the Observer on a Sunday morning.
Guardian, not the newspaper, it'd have to be on a tablet because we're kind of new age, aren't we? It's a beer which if you've just got into a meaty story, you don't want to be distracted.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You don't want to be going,
exclaiming every 3 seconds, "God, this is bloody amazing."
Yeah. It's good. I'm not saying it's boring.
No. It's solid. It's really solid in terms of the flavours that you're getting from there. And if I was served in a pub and somebody said, "Do you want another one?" I would say, "Yes, I do." Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me another one of these and some nuts.
Yeah, I think I just picked up what the flavour is in there, and it is probably for me anyway. It's an obvious thing. I think it's the water quality. It's 3.9%, but it's incredibly drinkable. I always find the water from Devon, Dorset, Otter Brewery. I always find their water so soft, and I think it makes the beer so drinkable.
Refreshing is the key for this one.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's a bloody awful August day for this. It's chucking it down outside. But if it was a blazing hot day and you brought one of these out to the garden, freezing cold, it would be gone in seconds.
Yeah. First beer of the day. What would you rate this?
For me, it's not a massive rating. It's a good solid beer. I can't find any fault with it. I would go with a positive kind of 7.5. There's plenty to it. It's not my bag. So good beer. Not a high rating for me because it's not my favourite style of beer.
I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
I mean, there are other beers in their range that I really, really like.
Yeah,
they're a good brewer. Art Brew. I absolutely stand by that.
Yeah, well, we've just.
But as I said at the beginning, those beers that are in that 3.8% category, they're really difficult to nail.
Yeah.
As a kind of a perfect thing. And Buxton have failed to do it. I think.
Yeah.
Thornbridge have failed to do it with their Wild Swan. They just lack something.
Yeah.
I can never quite place what it is.
I think it's alcohol.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm an alcoholic. Yeah.
I do like an alcoholic drink. I do like to feel. I'm not going to be ashamed to say that I do like to feel the buzz of a beer. I'm not. I like that. I like that feeling. But I know I gave this. We've given it a 7 and a 7.5 between us. But we've given the hip hop, which we reviewed previously. We went 8.5 on that, which it was a lovely beer. So yeah, I think you've got to be fair in these reviews. We've given it a fair kind of judgment. Thanks for watching us. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe if you like. Cheers.